What on the mental side is the biggest challenge to kind of not make simple mistakes like that?
Honestly, it's and my dad. It took a while, many times, and my father telling me he's like, "We don't have spare for everything on the car to not use it." Um,
Okay.
and that kind of went with the mindset of like, because one driver that I like have always looked up to was Blake Olson, and I watched my first round of FD. Blake showed up late. Like we're talking unloaded his car 45 minutes before qualifying late. Kevin teched his car on the grid before qualifying late. And I'm like, how does this dude not how is he not freaking out? Like
Right.
and he showed up himself and he
Yeah.
unloaded his car, drove up, got teched. His cars are like perfect, so there was no issues. And he went and qualified number one. Put it on the wall. It was insane. And I was like, what the hell? And then I became friends with Blake, being basically like teammates on like CoreWorks when I was title sponsored by CoreWorks and all this stuff. And we got to just interact a lot. And I realized that it's not that he doesn't care about his car and how well it is. If anything, like that that dude cared, like his car is so perfect every time it goes onto the track. It was just literally just a switch in your brain that's like, look, if I risk things, if I take risks that I wouldn't usually take, but I'm still worried about the outcome because of the risk, there's a good chance it's going to happen. Like
Yeah.
growing up in circle track racing, like the biggest lesson that I was ever taught was like, look, if you're going to hit the wall, sure, you can just fucking hit the brakes. You can do whatever. You can just hit the wall if you want, or you could at least give some sort of attempt at not hitting the wall.
Yeah.
So like, and that kind of like always stuck with me of turn the wheel, step on the gas, do something, push something out of it. And that's, I think, one thing that Blake is really good at is not, it's not that he doesn't care about the mechanical sympathy, doesn't have mechanical sympathy for his car or his health or like the performance, is he's
Mhm.
just confident in himself. And he's like, I could worry about that, but why? I'm just going to do it right. And
Yeah.
like that, I mean, and it's like, it's not meant to be any sort of like cocky or like non-humble mindset. It's just literally like, that's what like held me back, was like thinking of what I want. And then before thinking it's going to happen, thinking about the 1,000 things wrong that could happen before that, I was like, man, St. Louis put up this brand new, big, beautiful K rail that someone's going to flip on.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and of course, like we all could have ran really, and everyone goes through it. I think we all could have ran super shallow, or we could have been like, I have drifted an inch away from many walls and not had an issue. If this wall looked like anything else, I would have no problem going up to it. Obviously, understanding that you're playing with a risk factor, but like it's just kind of like somehow eliminating that. And then, yeah, the reality of my dad being like, we don't have 30 grand in spare parts for you just to like lose a battle because you didn't want to hit a wall, you
Right.
Yeah.
know? And then it's also learning how to crash. That might sound absolutely crazy,
No.
but the first year in or like the first 2 years, I hit the wall. I hit the wall in Orlando. I hit the wall in Jersey twice, and it was because I bitched out. Like it was, and if I just would have stayed in the gas, it literally everything would have been fine. Um, and now I've had like multiple scenarios where it didn't affect anything. The whole back of my car is designed to crash in. My bash bar is like this wide. It's not going to catch on anything. Like
Right.
we do all this stuff to allow for that room for error.